Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the AGL Golden Frieza, the Emperor's Newfound power, and just how good he is in DBZ Dokkan Battle, and obviously how good he operates at 100% in the potential system and after his extreme Z awakening. So Frieza is I would say, a pretty solid character. I think his EZA was really good. I think it brought with him some really solid capabilities, made him a good flexi pick for his team, and obviously he links up really well with the new tech Golden Frieza, so that's always going to be something that's incredibly good and just very helpful, viable and useful overall. Frieza's Resurrected Warriors or Planetary Destructions lead of key +4 attack and defense of 170%. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and lowers attack and defense on his 12 key, whilst greatly raising attack and raising defense for 1 turn, causing mega colossal damage to the enemy on his 18 key. He guards all attacks for 1 turn, and has defense of 100% up for 3 turns from the start of battle. His chance of crit and his damage reduction are both 90% at the beginning of the fight, and will drop by 10% every 2 turns, no more than -60. So before, Frieza used to lose 10% every turn. This meant that very quickly he would have a much lower damage reduction, which would in some cases make him not operate really that great outside of super short fights. Frieza now only loses at 10% every 2 turns, and this makes him far tankier because it basically halves the speed at which he loses his damage reduction and his crit. Because of that though, he does slowly become less and less tanky, but it takes him a while to get there. I mean, 90% damage reduction is insane, and 80% is still really good. So Frieza is really quite solid overall. Now beyond that, he has key +6 attack and defense of 200%. When HP is 50% or more, he has another 200% attack and defense and launches an additional super attack. For every super attack performed, he'll get key +1 up to 3, defense of 30% up to 150%, and for every attack received, he gets key +1 up to 3, and then attack of 30% up to 150% as well. Frieza, starting from the 3rd turn from battle, if he falls below 50% health, will have 300% attack, boost and guaranteed crits for 1 turn only, which is obviously pretty helpful. And then starting from the 5th turn, he will get attack and defense of 100% when attacking as a 2nd or 3rd attacker. And then starting from the 7th turn, attack and defense of 100% when attacking as the 3rd attacker in the turn. This is important because I actually read this as though he essentially will only get that boost as a 2nd or 3rd attacker, and then as the 3rd attacker. So they don't occur at the same time from that 7th turn onwards. It just means that the boost shifts to only being in the 3rd slot. At least that's how I read it, although I may be wrong. In terms of his links, Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent, Super God Combat, Resurrection of F, Strongest Clan in Space, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power are his link sets. Without big bad bosses, it is a little bit of a hindrance to him. BBB is quite crucial for a lot of units, but he does link up great with the new tech Frieza, and that guy doesn't have it, so it doesn't matter. So in ton of categories: Battle of Fate, Full Power, Gifted Warriors, Human Deeds, Master Evolution, Movie Bosses, Planetary Destruction, etc. And he massively raises attack temporarily, causes mega colossal damage to all enemies. Overall, he's really good. I think he's a great flexi pick. Great tank early on to help you establish and be defensive and set yourself up for some of these really hard events, whilst the rest of your team is kind of doing its thing. If you look at units like, for example, Physical Janemba, you look at units like Broly, even Tech Golden Frieza, you want to give them a little bit of time to kind of set up, get in rotation. AGL Golden Frieza lets you do that. There's no risk of him dying pretty much for the first 3 turns probably in any fight. So really, he's honestly quite good. It's like having Tech Broly tank the first turn. He just can't take damage. It's just, a thing. You just can't do it. So it does help a lot, I think, overall. So I think that is something that's super important. And he does get stronger as the fight goes on in terms of raw stats. Obviously, he has his issues. Like, he struggles, fundamentally when you are dealing with, like, groups of it. Like, he struggles in longer fights because obviously you are going to have to slowly shift him to second and third slot and things like that. But he's still really, really good. And he's still incredibly solid overall. Like, it's not like he, just falls off and doesn't do anything. He does good damage. He's solid. He's not invincible, but he's still very good tank, like, in terms of tanking. So it's really not, like, a huge negative against him. He is still an incredibly good unit. I think for me, Frieza is exceptionally good. I think he's really solid. I think he does a great job. I think he functions exactly how you want him to function. I think he does everything you need him to. He's the right kind of pick for the team. I just think his best team, Movie Bosses, needs a little bit more love. They need like a floating support or something. Like, they just can't really function without it. Because the team just doesn't have enough utility around it because of how different all the links are. But I do think Golden Frieza is good. Like, I think he is very, very solid. The only thing he's missing is Big Bad Bosses, which would have helped him, especially with like a Super Bosses team. But yeah,